Amazingly, I've scored another absolutely wonderful herbal haul on the way to a guided walk. So I've been booked to do a walk for a business somewhere just outside of Amsterdam. And last time when I came here, there was a heap of mugwort, and today, just look at these babies. Delicious elderberries. Now they're not all ripe, hopefully you can see that, but it's the really dark, deep purple ones which are good, these here. So I'm nice and early for the gig, so I'm going to load up my bag with some little purple elderberries, and then we'll have a look at what's doing with them later. I think probably just in honey, make a syrup. Alright, so here's how I got them off. I'm going to try and film this and do it with one hand, a bit tricky, but I hold the kind of semi-ripe elderberry head, into the paper bag, and then just give it a little rub, and you'll find that, you know, like with most fruit, the ripe ones want to come off, the other ones don't. So this works quite well, and obviously I did it with two hands, a bit awkward like this, but I got quite a nice lot in just a couple of minutes. Now there's also a shield bug in there, and there's a spider, so they need to be let out, obviously, and when I get home I'm going to wash these. Make sure there's no bird poop on them, just get them nice and clean, and then dry them off, surface dry, because I don't want the water on my honey. Otherwise it'll kick off straight away and make mead. Might do anyway. That's a little bonus if that happens, but it's not really intentional. Okay, so back at home, it was a lovely walk, by the way. It was great, very warm. So I was a bit tired last night, and I'm only doing this the next day. And you can see here on the paper bag that I brought them home in, a lot of the sap bleeds through, so just watch out for that. I actually left them on the marble counter in the kitchen, and you can see that some of the fruit acids have sort of eroded, they've burned into there. It'll polish up, but just be aware of it. So I forgot to say yesterday, I mean, if you've got more bags, put it in double bag or whatever as you get it home. It's actually a fantastic dye stuff, so for colouring fabrics and so on, but if you put it onto something light, and you've got a light coloured bag or something, fabric bag, it will stain it. So here are the berries anyway. I spent just a couple of minutes just now, I've got purple on my fingers from it. I'm just sifting out, separating out by hand anything in here. This is the harvest, which I thought didn't look totally ripe. Look, there's one. Let's just fish it out. And if you're not sure, when you feel them, these which are not ripe are firmer as well. So some, I mean, this one's not even on the turn yet. It's really quite green, like many of these. But some are kind of half ripe, and these are totally ripe. These feel kind of a bit mushy. They really squish up as soon as I touch them. But these don't. They're quite firm. Now these have got plenty of the chemical in it, which is not so healthy for us. I mean, the odd one is not going to do you much harm, but they are not meant to be eaten. They have to be cooked. And anyway, you wouldn't want to eat them like this because they're not sweet, whereas these babies are. They've got a strong flavour, sweet, tiny bit sour, really, really good. So I'm going to put them now into this clean little jar, which I had in my cupboard. It's been through the dishwasher on a hot setting. Obviously, it's totally clean. There's no scent, nothing like that from it. And it's not too big. It's a bit bigger than a pesto jar. What's that? 225 grams of a nice little chutney was in there before. So this is great for this because I'll probably get some more elderberries as well over the coming days. Might do, might not. But what I'm going to do is pop those into there, discard these. These are going to go out. I'll put them on the compost, or I'll give them back to the birds or whatever. And then I'm going to put over some runny honey. Great deal on this, and Bealicious, which is local shop to me lately. So anyway, some good organic honey over the berries, and I'll show you how to do that. So the berries are in. That was a pretty good estimate. It's about half full with berries. Not going to bother to take this label off, but you know, you could. So you could fill this to the top with berries if you had enough. I certainly don't today, but this is perfect. It's absolutely fine. There's going to be plenty of room for honey. You could do it that you've got a full jar of berries and then you fill over the top with honey, or you could go half and half, or if you've only got a few spoonfuls of the little berries, the elderberries, just use what you've got and then add as much honey as you fancy. Obviously it's going to be more diluted or concentrated depending on how much you end up putting in. So the honey, oh, this is quite quite thick actually, but that's all right. It's going to get down fine. It's just not so handy when you're filming with one hand. I need to get more organised with this. Get something to hold the camera with. Anyway, in it goes. I'm going to have to turn it off, but you can see the idea. Just keep dolloping it on. Runnier honey, and you could warm the honey just a touch so it becomes more fluid, but I'm not going to bother with that because these berries are going to sort the honey out anyway. I'm going to fill it with honey to the top now, and then I'll film it again, just giving them a little mix round. There, so it's you can see it's about half and half. Now I've got this little tool here. It's a chopstick. My sister found these for me. I mean, I usually use just straight wooden chopsticks that go through the dishwasher. It cleans them up a treat. But this is a bamboo one that my sister found. So I'm going to start prodding. And prodding really is the way to go with this. If you start stirring, it's going to come out. It's going to go all over the show. So just prod gently up and down with your chopstick. The idea of this is that it releases air bubbles. Now there's a lot of air bubbles between the berries, not a lot in the honey at the moment. So I'm just going to let that settle, and then I'm going to come back to it later. I'm going to add a bit more honey, or I could leave it as it is, or I could add more elderberries to it. As long as they're clean, no bugs in them, it's going to be fine. Now honey has got lots of antiseptic, antimicrobial properties, which is really nice. So you're going to get the benefits of that in whatever the product. There's a nice air bubble. Can you see it? Bottom of the chopstick. Let's give that a little prod and help it. So honey's got many properties of its own. Super for a sore throat. It's very soothing. Also, it's a wonderful thing. It's actually used on wounds sometimes to help the body to heal itself more effectively. In this case, we're going to use it probably in the autumn and the winter when we've got a lot of coughs and colds going around. I must say they're starting already in Amsterdam, and it's only the end of August. A lot of people have got colds at the moment. So the combination of the elderberries, which are excellent for building resistance and helping your body to fight germs which are going around, help them to fight it just a little bit more effectively. Oh, look at that coming up now. It's starting to combine. So we're going to have a really knockout combination, and we're not going to want to take much of this. Now, when I speak to people on walks about elderberries, we're often saying, yep, you need to heat them. And actually in the book I've written that you should heat them to be on the safe side. But when you make it like this with honey, you're going to end up taking just a very small teaspoon of elderberry honey when you need it, very occasionally. It's only going to be a few days in a row, really. If you feel a cold coming, or you know everybody in the office is coming down with something, you just have a little teaspoon of your elderberry honey, and it will really help your body to fight that infection quickly. So we're not going to be taking much of this, which means I'm certainly not as worried about the seeds inside of the elderberries. You'll see later when I make the sort of follow-up video to this that you can eat the berries in this syrup, or you can just choose to eat the syrupy bit. That's fine too. But either way, so long as you're not glugging it down and you're just using a little bit, just once a day for a few days, it is not a problem at all for most people if we don't heat those elderberries. Oh, that's quite therapeutic doing this. And actually making the medicine is really part of the medicine too. I often find that just the process of just being calm, slowing down, just doing this kind of work is very, very lovely to do, and it really connects you with nature. So I'll turn this off for now. You get the idea, I think. Just prod away until you feel that it's a bit mixed, and then I'm going to let gravity do its work and the pulling power of the honey do its work as well. It loves to pull water to itself. So what it's going to do here, it's going to, every berry it's in contact with, it's going to suck the juice out from the berries, and then it's going to combine it with the honey. So it's going to become looser, it's going to become thinner, it's going to become deep red purple. It's gorgeous. Gosh, my mouth's watering just thinking about it. Honey on its own is something I love, but elderberry honey, wonderful. Right, so see you later for the follow-up to this. And if you're making it yourself, have fun. Let me know how you get on. And I'm really just experimenting with these videos at the moment, so I'd love to know if you like it, or if there's any bits that you think, gosh, sort yourself out, Lynn. Get this, do that. It would really help. Okay, bye for now then. So I finished, I did give it a little stir around in the end with the chopstick, worked a treat, and then I'm just leaving it now. So I've put the lid on and I've labelled it. So just really simply, if there's a bit of white on there anyway, I just use one of those marker pens and it's fine. So elderberry honey, that's enough for me to understand what I've got in there, elderberry honey. And somewhere on there also the date, yeah? Now you can see inside of the jar it's covered, look at me, covered in that juice, I love it. If you can see here little air bubbles throughout, not a problem, because again, like I said just before, gravity will do its work, and the air bubbles, I mean you can even see them moving as I do this, if I'm still, a big bubble coming up, see? So yeah, there it is. So gravity will do its work, the air bubbles will come out, the honey will sink, everything will mix. And you know what, I don't think I'll add anything else to that. Maybe a little top up with honey later, maybe at the end of today, just when I see how it all settles out. It's not airtight, but it's going to keep the little flies out and the bugs. You know, you can see here there's plenty of air in it. The idea is that we just leave it now for like up to 6 weeks really. Don't think I'll be able to wait that long. I just find it too tasty. But give it at least a week. If you're desperate, you know, in a pinch, you could use a little bit tomorrow and it would be quite a good mix. It wouldn't be nearly as medicinal as if you left it for weeks. But yeah, give it a good chance for it to really, really pull the goodness out from the berries.